We'll begin in a just a seated position. It helps you feel vertical, upright, alive, even semi-alive will count if you have a pulse. It counts. You. I will connect to our our breath, allowing it to smoothly and gradually deepen. Maybe 2-3% deeper at a time. And just simply noticing that we're slightly expanding just past or beyond where we had just been, we'll say, limiting our breath. It's probably none of our intentions to limit our breath, but we know that the ribs expand a little bit more when we start to bring our awareness up. Okay. Adjust the head position, the neck position, so the pathway of air feels open. You're relying entirely on your perception. So there's not a right way. And it's my belief that this neck position is helpful as we get into Kapalabhati. So we're aiming for kind of feeling two areas, the low belly pumping and the tip of the nose with that current of breath. So we'll slip out of Ujjayi, no Ujjayi. We'll just convert the next few moments into rounds of Kapalabhati. So when you're ready, relaxing the abdomen, we'll begin. And as you're pumping, I may provide a detail here. Right. Let's pause there. Let's now place the soles of our feet together in Baddhanasana. Taking one deep Ujjayi breath. Focus deeply into core. How does your breath interact with this core? This is your center. Now set the fingertips behind you on the ground. And we'll get into a round of Uddiyana. Inhaling once into your core. Again, noticing how that interaction goes for you. Is it one of absorption, one of contact? We'll hold the breath a moment. Bring the hands in front of your legs, your shins, and swiftly exhale everything out. Okay, stay empty. And gradually, feelingly, draw the belly in. Which way is in your body? Which direction did your abdomen move? Where does that open up feeling pathways? Pull it up. Which way is up for you? You don't have to describe or name a particular feeling, but just noticing the where. A release when you need a breath. All right. When you come upright, take one deep breath in and through your core. Notice that interaction. How does that go? Is there contact? Is there kind of a diversion? All right, let's do another little bit. So we'll start with the Kapalabhati again. When you're ready, so no inhalations. We'll just go right to the short, quick exhalations. And as you're pumping, just you can play with the head position. Letting that pathway feel open, as if the low belly has a direct line to the tip of the nose. All right, let's pause right there. Now we'll take one deep Ujjayi breath. Just letting it fill and spread throughout your core. And what is that like to you? Is it truly a crown to tailbone motion, or does it feel more like abdomen, chest, pelvis, chest? Do a round of Uddiyana now. Place the fingertips to the ground. One inhalation into core, hold. I bring hands forward, swift, thorough exhalation. It's not about squeezing anything out. It's just fast. Get it out and draw belly in. Remember, we're drawing from the perineum. So, does the perineum move? The low belly moves, does it? Inward. And what do you feel moving inward? Upward. Is there an upward motion? Is it more toward the front of your torso or toward the back of your torso? Where's the upward move? Where do you feel the inward move? How far does this movement extend or travel inside your body? What's it tug on? And get interested. The curiosity is, it's key. It's key to contact. Release when you need a breath. When you come upright, take one breath. In and through your core. And you may notice there's some areas in and along core that are just easier to access or inhabit. So stretching into those less certain places too. So let's go shoelace. Let's go right over left shoelace. And prop, stack, modify how you need to. Get my arrangement here. Right over left. Unlocking the shoulder. So we'll bring the right elbow up about shoulder altitude. I have the wrist just a little bit to my right, more than the elbow, just a little bit, as if I've just done a little key turn in my inhale, spreading breath into upper back. Exhale the shoulder down, the shoulder blade down, reach the elbow forward, but keep pulling the shoulder down. Spreading the heel of the palm, reaching out through the fingertips. And straight away with the left palm, go to the inner elbow. Inhale. Be active. Tailbone, sit bones sinking down. Skull bones extending up. Exhale, pull the shoulder down, the blade down. As you push the elbow and the palm together. If you've had some shoulder things, always be real general here, you may have to play around with couching that ball and socket joint together. And try to move the shoulder blade and the arm bone together forward. Okay, if there's a looseness, your medicine move might be just kind of bringing the bones just nicely and neighborly together. Let's go another inhale. And exhale the shoulder down, the blade down. Push elbow into palm. Spread the heel of the palm. Keep drawing the shoulder down. as you move the arm and shoulder blade forward. Release. Twisting over the foot. Inhale. Lengthening through your trunk and your core. Now exhale, we'll take the right hand, arm, or even armpit to our right foot, which is our top foot. Broaden through the shoulders. Sometimes when we put our hands, our arms in front of our chest as we're doing, sometimes we crowd our chest with our arms, like our arms fall forward, our chest gets crowded, then we collapse our neck. Okay. Broaden through the collar. Gently, softly draw, meaning like a pulling action with the palms. And then just like we did, move the shoulders down, the shoulder blades down. So this drawing action, it's not coming from the traps and the neck, it's, get those, keep the collar open. And release. Let's unwind. We'll switch the cross of our legs, shoelace, left over right. And unlocking. Moving the arm line, left elbow up. Spread the heel of the palm. Inhale into upper back. And exhale, shoulder down. So feel the top of the shoulder move away from the earlobe. Shoulder blade. Send the elbow forward. Notice if the chin started to crowd the front of the neck. Just reposition. Inhaling upper chest, upper back. Exhale, shoulder down, blade down. Apply the palm, push the palm with the elbow, spread the heel of the palm. Keep moving the shoulder down as you reach forward. Even though we're talking through this sequentially, some of these things we're doing additively. So we keep the shoulder down as we work with the blade, and we keep the shoulder down as we push with the elbow, and we keep the shoulder down as we're moving the arm limb and the blade forward. Let's go another breath, moving the shoulder blade, the arm limb, just safely forward. Okay, a lot of this is just us trying to turn on these shoulder blade muscles. Wrap around the ribs. And so they're woven into our breathing pattern. When we release, twisting toward the foot. So moving on exhale, either your hand, your forearm, or your armpit, hooking over that left foot. In our attempt to reach for the ground or reach out in front of our chest, just notice in your body if your shoulders just went right up into the neck. Just note that we've done that, if we've done that. Broaden across the collarbone. Pull with the hands so the shoulders move away from the ears. There you go. The traps get a little smoothed. So we're reminding ourselves and training ourselves that we can breathe broadly through the body. And the trapezius don't have to elevate the ribs and the shoulders in our respiration. And release. Inhaling, unwind. We're going to lie on back. Have a squeezable object nearby. We'll start with frog. So we'll set the bent knees widely apart. Interlace hands behind head. Inhale, the head and shoulder blades up. I feel what happened to the low back. Move toward the ground, I think. Exhale, tailbone shifts, legs out reach, feet active, elbows lift to the sky, pull low belly down. Inhale, into low belly. Pelvis, genitals, reach all the way down to the pelvic floor. Exhale. Pull low belly down. Let's do about 4 more. Notice that the motion that we're enacting through the groin, the pelvis, the leg is one of kind of lifting and moving. Intentionality is to kind of move energy, dispersing it out through the leg limbs and up through the trunk. And you get a sense of how that, it's kind of like a hub and spokes. The pelvis were the hub. Notice how we're distributing our mind, our energy, through the legs, tail, the spine, the trunk. Each inhalation, there's a replenishment. Each exhalation, there's that distribution through the limbs, the spokes. There's some presumptions that we are working with when we do these actions. And so one of the presumptions is that the pelvis and the lower gut can become one of these places of stasis. And we're using these moves as nudgers, kind of perturbating the resting places. All right. Then, to wrap that up, I'll give you a moment. Frog. Then grab your object, your roll. We'll use it between the legs. Give yourself plenty of room to your left and your right. This will be gate opener, that 2-part abdominal. Inhale into low belly, low back. Squeeze the object. Curling tailbone. Exhale, the head shoulder blades lift off the ground, reach up through the inner legs, spread the soles and the bones of the foot, and sink the low belly in and down. It's not about compressing the energy in the abdomen, but moving it. Take a hand to the roll. Inhale, legs apart. Exhale, tailbone shifts, legs outreach. Tailbone shifts up, the legs reach to the left and the right, and pull the belly down. You're moving mass from the base of the pelvis and the pubic bone toward the spine and up the spine. Gathering the legs, inhale, wrap them around that object, set the head down. Keep inhaling, squeeze, curl tailbone, exhale, float the head, the shoulder blades off the ground. Keep the squeeze, the tailbone continues to lift, the inner legs reach up, draw the belly down. Pull down, down toward the spine and up the spine. Hand to roll, inhale the legs apart. Keep the shoulder blades up. And exhale. See how the tailbone curls up the middle, the legs outreach beyond the sides, and the belly, it's almost kind of scoops, gathers, draws that energy from the base of the pelvis. It's almost like it's starting to try to pull it, draw it, move it up the spine. Inhale, gather the legs, set the head down. Do another pair. Squeeze the object. Get a good squeeze. Curling tailbone. Exhale the head, shoulder blades up off the ground. Reaching up through the inner legs. Now pull the low belly down as if lifting and moving the belly, the mass, the energy away from the pubic bone. Right hand to roll. Inhale, straddle legs. Exhale. Pull low belly in. And inhale, bring legs together, set the head down. Exhale, set the feet down. All right. So when we turn over for dolphin, I'll invite you, optionally, to set your mat up next to a wall. We will be raising leg up wall. And I just want you to have the option today to be able to use the wall to support leg up. Do you have to? No. But generally, people get some back support doing that. And it can help you raise the leg higher. So it's not about resting the leg down. It's really about helping you feel and learn how to support yourself in those more outstretched positions. Okay. So we'll set up on our forearms. As we do, you can exert a pulling apart action to feel broader through the collarbone. Again, we're not trying to crowd the front of the body for the sake of the back. We're really trying to broaden both. It's just, we usually just give the words for the back of the body. But broaden through the collar, broaden through the tops of the shoulder blades. And on exhale, press your knees off ground. The heels may touch the wall or may not. Doesn't matter. Find the Ujjayi breath, that sound and that feeling of the Ujjayi. Find it with more ease in the neck. Just want to keep alerting us and cueing us. If we're compressing the neck to make the sound, I want us to start to, have that awareness so that we're not inducing these contractive habits around the larynx and wind tubes. The Ujjayi technique, it's a really, really great, important breathing technique. But my opinion is it does come with some cautions. Okay. So only when you feel that ease in the neck, then we'll raise a leg up. Doesn't matter which one. If you're using the wall, don't just like rest on the wall. Like use the wall to work your foot up the wall. And if you keep going way past the wall, that's fine. Just use that light touch and the air just use it as reference. You'll feel if you're starting to reach more energetically through the leg, you'll start to feel if you're reaching less energetically through the leg. The wall is more of a reference point than a resting point. There you go. All right, let's switch sides. Feel the shape of your breath enlarge and deepen. And we'll set that leg down. We'll set the feet, the knees down to the ground. And we're going to keep our wall spot so we can do a twist. So with a forearm's distance from the wall, we'll cross the leg furthest away from the wall over the thigh nearest the wall. That means my sole of foot is facing the wall. It's not on it, it's just facing it. And now here I can use my hand, my forearm, or my armpit. I'm making some kind of connection to the sole of my foot. In this case, it's my left foot. I'm turning to my right. It's my left foot I touch. And inhaling, use that drawing action of the hands. Glide the shoulders away from the neck. So that we're breathing, we're moving, we're engaging the hands without the trapezius being the first responder here. And then exhaling, softening through core. The pressure that you place on that foot, let it help you soften around that hip. We'll switch sides. So sometimes the hand grip is the best. It'll just It just kind of depends on your knee, your hip. But leading the chest away from the sit bones. And release. All right. So let's come away from the wall for the while. And when you're in a spot that you like, come into downward dog. Just remembering, feeling a quality of breath that's interacting with your core. If you've forgotten about your core altogether, just it's a way of kind of recollecting, gathering again, sensing from this central place. And the central place in our person is a depth place. This central place in our body is an alignment place. So there's a lot of qualities and signatures of consciousness that we can always be checking in with, staying in close contact with through our core. I'm just naming a couple. All right, warrior two. Inhale. Let's go right foot forward. Reaching the arms out to side, spreading the heels of the palms, gliding the shoulders away from the neck, and feeling just a soft downward shift of the tail, not a butt grip. We don't need to butt grip or pelvic clench, but it's just a tailbone downward adjustment, which often allows us to lighten up in the back of the neck. Again, I'm not trying to pull my yank, stretch the ligaments of the spine. That's not the offering. Just use the directionality to find the openness. Deepen breath in these slightly different shapes of body, expanded shapes. We often have to learn how to breathe in those places. It's a new context. So how do we conduct our breath, our energy in those new contexts? Eagle. And exhale. We'll bring the left elbow over the right elbow. Emu. So we're keeping the cross of the arms as we bring our elbows between our legs, so folding. Release. Lounge lunge. So we're setting the left knee down. The left hand down. This gives us the right arm to hug the thigh so we can turn. Spreading breath through the left side of the waist. Inhaling, backing the hips up slightly. Yes, we're moving into a twist. Yeah, pardon me. Easy twisting lunge. So I'm leaving the left hand on the ground and starting by raising the right arm up. There'll be a series of right turning twists here. Again, broad through the collarbones and lengthy through the trap. So gliding the shoulders toward the hips. Twisting extended lunge. So I'm placing my right hand on my thigh for a moment. Inhale, I'll bring the left arm to the outside of your right leg. Fingertips may touch the ground. Exhale, right arm reaches overhead, twisting extended lunge. And twisting interlock. Inhale, pass the right hand behind back. Exhaling, lift the left hand under the right thigh. Connect hands. Release. When we unwind, set up pigeon. We'll be drawing the left heel toward our hip. So walk that right leg over. Lie the shin down. So if we're working this as an energetic practice, which to me is about the feeling, the perception of fluidity in the body, and there's lots of things that we can name as having that experience of fluidity in the body. But when we're working this as a subtle body or an energetic practice, feel that the breath is fluid. The sound is fluid. And that fluidity can carry qualities, different weights. And I can just give you some of my findings and you can cross-check it with your own findings. And kind of the viscosity or the weight of fluid movement in the body is alterable. Often fluidity can feel denser, more viscous when it's been stationary or in stasis or in a place for a while. When we visit it, ventilate it, play with it a lot, it gets lighter, quicker to move, easier to move. It stays around not as long, kind of moves more rapidly, turns over. more cyclically. And then let's release. We'll set the left foot down. Inhale, hands under shoulders. And then exhale, let's press back, downward dog. All right, so warrior two. We have a few moves. Inhale the left foot forward. We're starting the warrior two. Reach the arms out. And exhaling. So one of the first things we did in our warrior two is just feel the direction of tailbone and the direction of the neck bones. One down, one up. So notice that little move. Did that enhance or change a sense of fluidity through the spine, through your core? Breathe to know. So the thing about the breathing is we can envision our breath, qualities of mind. Right? We can sense with the breath, qualities of body. Eagle. On exhale, crossing the right elbow over the left elbow. Now that emu is where we're folding our crossed arms and our trunk between our legs. And as you're feeling with your breath, which is a behavior, which is a kind of malleable figment of our kind of imaginal lives, you'll sense its viscosity. You'll sense where it starts to feel drag or weight or lightness. So our breath becomes an incredible tool for understanding our subtle body, our energetic body, how our energy moves or doesn't move. Keep noticing, feeling, following your breath. Right, inhale, unwind arms. We'll set up lounge lunge. Set the right hand down, set the right knee down. As we hug the left thigh, there's a slight turning to our left. As we drape our ribs down, as we reach our right leg back. Just the willingness to visit and feel and know our body's current state is often, it's sufficient to lightening the body. So just the curiosity, the wantingness to just visit, contact, know, touch, see, feel, learn. Just that in and of itself, wanting to have a contact with and in our body, in and of itself brightens it. All right, we're going to slightly ease out. Easy twisting lunge. So keeping the right hand down, backing the hips up, and we'll take the left hand. You're doing great. You're doing it. I'm not. You are. Inhale, broaden across the collarbones. And then as you're exhaling, energizing the arms, arm lines, reach, press. Sometimes that fluidity feels stunted or coagulates around injury sites. And that's fine. Just the fact that we're curious, so we're contacting, we want to know, and we want to feel, we want to learn. That's often the brightening step. It's the incurious minds that are, that's a state. Right, inhale. We'll bring the left hand to the thigh for the moment. Twisting, extended lunge. So exhale, bring the right arm over the left thigh, fingertips to ground. And then exhaling, we'll take the left arm overhead. Now those right hand fingertips, they can align with the toes or they can just touch down on a block, whatever gives you a good fulcrum. There you go. I want that right shoulder to feel well placed. You know, nudge the thigh, give that shoulder a lot of stability. If it gets pushed up into your neck, try to draw the shoulder away from the neck. Use those lats, use those armpit and shoulder blade muscles. Now here's that interlock. Inhaling, pass the left hand behind the back. And then exhaling, the right arm under the left thigh. Keep opening up the breath. Keep playing with the breath, growing that fluidity and thus reach of breath. When we release, we're setting up that pigeon wherein we'll grab the back leg. So walk that left leg across the mat. Once if the knee feels good, right hand, grab right ankle, and we'll fold forward. And feel the quality of breath, the quality of energy. Does it have a lightening or a brightening tone? Does it have a viscous, kind of muddy movement? There's not a right or a wrong. We're just finding out what our state is. How do we acquaint ourselves with our own energetic disposition, our own energetic architecture? Because if we can acquaint ourselves and know it in our own way, we can decide if that's how we want to design it, how we can decide if we want to change it. Jaw relaxed. All right, now when we release that right foot down, we're next to the left hip. Let's just sit on that left hip. This way we can draw our right leg around and we'll lie back. Shavasana. As you're lying back, Let's take us really briefly through three radio stations, three ways of experiencing our body. And the ways that we experience our body have an equivalent, almost governance system. I always think of the way we learn math. When we're doing a certain kind of a math, we use certain rules. And then when we start to do geometries or algebras, we have to use another set of rules. And when we start to do calculus, we need another set of rules. It doesn't make the rule sets wrong from each other. They're still all math. But they just have different governance systems. So one, the physical body. This is governed largely by the Newtonian physics and chemistry and all the things we know, right? The substance, just feeling the substantiveness of your body, the material, the matter, the mass. And then another way to experience our person and our is in that fluidity way. Can you notice and sense that which is flowing, trickling, pulsing? Can you sense areas of faster velocity fluidity, slower degrees of fluidity? Here, our sensing of the fluid body is a little bit extra visual. It's a little bit extra oral. It's a little bit extra sensory. And can you sense the body in terms of spaciousness? Vastness. Sometimes in architectural or landscaping aesthetics, we might use the words airy, open, but we can find those qualities in the body too. They're not apart from the matter, they're embedded right in it. It's kind of a degree of listening and feeling. How do we tune our instrument to notice the qualities of spaciousness in the body? And that's our 3-body tour. Very quick. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side. And waking up all over again. Namaste. See you soon.